What's up, guys? Welcome back to Yoga with April. Thank you so much for following along, or if this is the first time you've meandered onto my page, I hope I keep you for the long haul and you come back to watch some more of my videos. So this is going to be the start of our 7-day morning series. I'm so excited to do this, and I've taken feedback from all my platforms, so like Instagram, Facebook, things like that. And I've asked a lot of you, and I've received responses back, which I truly appreciate, about where you struggle to find like your yoga practice, where you struggle to find that, that consistency key. And a lot of people mentioned, it was kind of a tie between people saying that they don't have the time or they just like don't have the motivation. So with this series, I wanted to plan a morning series to show you that you do have time. We just have to work on prioritizing your time. And again, to hone on into the fact that they don't have to be 60-minute classes every single time. Like sometimes in the morning, personally, the classes I'm going to teach you through this series, I truly swear to God, this is exactly what I would do in the morning. So just a quick, I very rarely, if ever, do more than a 30-minute flow in the morning because I also have other things to do. I also just woke up, and I also don't want to put my body through that every morning. So I think a good thing to kind of forget about and kind of push out of the door is the fact that you need to have a very long, heavy practice to consider yourself a consistent yoga, person. So yeah, anyways, this class is going to be the first of our series. This is our Mellow Monday flow. So what we'll do in this class, we'll just kind of take it slow, take it easy, and just work ourselves into our body. And then as the week goes on, my goal is, or my hope is, that you'll do each day every morning. So you'll have a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, all the way through Sunday flow, and it will be a lot of fun. None of the classes, I always say this and then go over, but none of the classes should be more than 30 minutes long. We want them slow, steady, intentional. We just want to make this work for you. So enough of me blabbing. If you do anything for your practice, if you followed me or if you have followed along with me, I don't really use props that much. But I guess when I'm recording, I don't use props that much because in my own practice, I don't really use them that often. But I do use them. I do have them. They're all over here. So if you're a person that knows you like a blanket for your knees, if you're a person that knows that you like blocks to bring the ground up to you, bring them. Bring everything that you need. My goal in any class that I teach is, of course, to guide you and show you these poses and show you this flow. But at the end of the day, my goal is to hopefully encourage you to make these your own every single time we come to our mats. Okay, so now enough of me blabbing. Let's start today our Mellow Monday flow in Child's Pose. So go ahead and make yourself there. And, excuse me, this Child's Pose, we do Child's Pose so often, and it's a pose that we come back to all the time. If this is something you're used to and you've been here, done this 1,000,001 times like we all have, maybe you ask yourself how this one can be different. So our hips are heavy towards our heels. That third eye is on the mat. The eyes are closed. We're inhaling to elongate through the sides to find that space. And then as we exhale, we're just grounding back into the space, letting everything remain heavy to the mat. And just start here. We always start over. We always start again. We always start in these places. So start with the breath. You don't have to make this your biggest yogi breath of the day yet. Just arrive here. Get some of those super fast inhales and exhales out, and just let yourself find that present state. Let yourself find that moment. Work on really kind of letting the arms crawl towards the top of your space. So maybe you even pop up on the fingertips to do so. Let the forearms levitate for just a moment and then settle on down. So we have a heavy head, heavy hips, and we're finding that grounding sensation. Child's Pose is really just a pose of love. It's a pose of ease. It's a pose of rest, to honor yourself and honor your rest and really find this introverted space before we start our class. So let's do a nice deep inhale together. Audible exhale, sigh it out. Inhale here for 5. So biggest inhale of your day for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice slow exhale here. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. 2 more rounds just like that. Keep it going. Big inhale. 5, 4,
3, 2, 1. Nice slow exhale here. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. One more round just like that. Biggest inhale of your day. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice slow exhale here. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Put some pressure into this left hand. Your left forearm will float off the mat just slightly. And I want you, with as much or as least work as possible here, just let the right hand go over towards the left side of your space. So we're finding just a lazy thread the needle. Let this right forearm find a home near the left knee and bring a heaviness into this right shoulder blade as you let both hands find a home and just settle down here. That third eye is resting on the mat. With your inhales, you find that space, and with your exhales, you find a heaviness for this right shoulder blade. 2 more deep breaths. Beautiful. After that second exhale, your next inhale brings you to unwind. So with the least amount of work as possible, start pushing into that right palm. Lift your right forearm and let the left hand go up over towards the right side of your space. This is truly kind of like my favorite thread the needle. Ever since I started doing it, I was like, wow, this is kind of amazing. So with our left side here, just take note of how you feel. Bring a heaviness to this right shoulder blade. Maybe you even push yourself over towards the left shoulder blade. Maybe you push yourself over towards the left just slightly, keeping that right palm firmly planted on the mat. 2 deep rounds of breath. Make these nice long inhales and exhales. Slow and steady to start the game. After that final exhale, your next inhale will bring you to unwind, and then we'll come up and float to the shins here. And please note, if you don't like sitting on your shins, just come to a seat, or you can always bring a blanket and place them under the bum for the heels here too, okay? So as we find our home on our shins, we'll inhale those arms up overhead. Exhale, hands through heart center. Again, inhale those arms up overhead. This time we'll interlace the hands, flip the palms up to the sky, find some length into the sides. Big deep breath. Exhale, unleash that vine, cactus the arms down, gaze towards the ceiling. And then we'll bring the hands towards the hands towards the shins here. Inhale, arms up, elbows up. Exhale, drive the elbows down. Our right hand's gonna go to the right side of our space. If you don't have, or if the ground's far away rather, this is a beautiful time for a block. But either way, I want the right hand to kind of crawl out as much as it can. And then you're just gonna let this right ear get heavy towards the right shoulder. And I want your left hand to stay where it feels good, where you find, an ease and a steadiness. You should notice the moment that you drop this right ear to the right shoulder, a nice long stretch through the left side of our neck. You can stay just like this. This is beautiful to stay. If you want to incorporate any movement, that's when you can kind of exhale, chin to chest. Inhale, slightly gaze up towards the sky. And that's the game. That's all we're doing. Exhale, chin to chest. Inhale, slight gaze. So kind of like a half crescent moon shape. We're not doing the whole circle. We're just filling into this left side and finding a heaviness through the right ear. And please note, you don't have to move, you don't have to sway. And if you are doing this and something comes up that feels good or feels interesting, stay with that, okay? Breathe there, find that stillness. 2 more breaths. Awesome. Inhale those hands back up towards the sky. Exhale again, bend and cactus, chest shines through. Inhale, knit those ribs back together, palms facing one another. Exhale, hands through heart center. Beautiful job. Go ahead and crawl that left hand out as far as it's going to reach for you today. Right hand finds a home on the thigh. And just let the left ear get heavy towards the left shoulder. Always the same song and dance. Rule number 1, just give yourself a second to arrive. Meet yourself where you're at. Be on your side. Rule number 2. Find the breath. Kind of liking this rule thing. I have 2 more for you. Rule number 3, close the eyes.
And rule number 4, just listen to the body. If you want to start kind of moving the neck again, exhale, chin to chest. Inhale, heaviness through the left ear, the left shoulder. Let's find 2 or 3 nice deep inhales or exhales. Beautiful. Inhale those hands back up towards heart center. Now this time as you exhale, that left hand's going to find a home on the right knee, and you're going to find a nice gentle twist towards the right side of your space. Naturally, maybe the gaze falls up towards the right shoulder. Find a length through the spine, gentle push into the right hands. Inhale back towards center. And then exhale, switch. Let that right hand find a home on this left knee and encourage the left hand to go behind you to the space you cannot see. Here for 3, 2, and 1. Inhale those hands back towards heart center, towards the sky. Maybe the gaze will follow here. And then as you exhale, kind of tumble over towards the top of your space. Find the tabletop position just to move. And from this tabletop position, we won't be here too long just yet. We're going to find a puppy pose. So you can always crawl the knees back a little bit. But then at some point, you're going to want to crawl the hands towards the top of your space. And I will always say this for every puppy pose I ever cue, because I feel like people feel so rushed to find a space that does not suit them. This can be your puppy pose. This is fine. This can be your puppy pose, okay? You have so many options between here and here to find what works for you. Don't ever feel like you're forced to stay in one position, and maybe you experiment. Why don't you just go up and down for a little bit? If this is a new pose for you, why don't you just let yourself get used to this and pulse the chest up and down, okay? If it does feel good at any time to then find that steadiness, I would encourage you to do so and just get heavy towards the top of your space. So this is a nice chest, shoulder, heart opener, whatever you want to call it. And if you do have the head on the ground, maybe the third eye is on the mat, or maybe the chin is on the mat here. So now that we kind of have the opportunity, we can invite what puppy pose works for us here. Just settle in. Those palms are on the ground, the forearms are touching the ground, and the hips are nice and high. Toes tucked or untucked, it doesn't really matter to me here. And as I mentioned, this can be a pretty intense stretch, so just give yourself a few rounds of breath to really just breathe into this. With those inhales, you find that lightness, and then with those exhales, you can encourage the chest towards the mat here for a few deep rounds of breath. Maybe we just close our eyes and just be. Think about that coffee waiting for you, or think about your day. Bring some gratitude into this beautiful Monday morning. Three more nice deep inhales and exhales. Last one here. Awesome. On that next inhale, you'll come back to that tabletop position. So we've been here a few times. And we'll start working those cat-cows. So as you inhale, drop the belly, shift the gaze, slight bend of the elbows. And then as you exhale, you tuck and round. Let the chin find a home near the chest. Protract those shoulder blades. And keep going. Inhale, drop belly, tuck tailbone up. Exhale, tuck and round. And these next 5 breaths are just for you. If you've been following me along, you know that I always offer things as a suggestion. And I try in every class to make it known that they are just suggestions, never requirements. So with cat-cows being a perfect example, you can stay like this. Stay in this traditional cat-cow. It's a beautiful place to explore. Or you can always kind of like look towards the heels, shift the hips back and forth. You can barrel roll the belly. Maybe you slightly bend those elbows. Chest gets heavy. Find that nice tuck and round here. So many options. Wherever you find yourself, we have about 2 more rounds. Find that movement that your body is craving today. Awesome. Let's come back to that neutral tabletop position. It's our right foot that's going to track towards the back of our space, and then we're going to kick it over towards the right side of our space, sealing the outer edge blade of that right foot down. Your next inhale brings you up to a T pose with the torso, with the arms, and you find your gate pose. So slight activation of the core, not too much here, and keep that spine nice and straight. Eventually we're gonna let this right hand fall towards the right shin. Inhale, left hand up over towards the right, and allow the gaze to go up towards the ceiling here. So try to encourage the chest to remain open. You can encourage this right shoulder to kind of go over towards the left side of your space, and gaze just wherever feels comfortable. Inhale back to that T position. Exhale, left hand down. You're in your supported side plank. Naturally, that right hand's gonna go up overhead towards the left side of your space. And you wanna push those hips forward, encourage those hips forward as you find a nice side body stretch through the right side. Our top right hand, you can always make nice circles with this right hand. So really get into the shoulders a bit here. These can be slow or fast, or you can completely not do them at all if it doesn't feel good for you today. Eventually we'll inhale back up to that gate pose. Exhale back down to that tabletop, bring it all back towards that center, and then we'll switch sides. Kick those the left toes rather towards the back left corner of your mat, and then allow them to sneak over towards the left side of your space as you seal the outer edge blade of that left foot down. Big inhale as we rise up and up into our gate pose, and then as you exhale, let that left hand find a home on the left leg and gaze up over towards the right side of your space. Here for 3 deep breaths. Ask yourself where you can send a breath or two, where you can find some ease here. Inhale back up, arms to a T. Exhale, right hand down, left hand high. Find again that supported side plank. Activate the glutes slightly, push the hips forward. Gaze where it feels comfortable. Inhale back up to that T-like position with those arms, and then as you exhale, you find yourself in that tabletop position yet again. Tuck those toes right away, lift the knees and hips up, find your downward facing dog. And especially if you have just woken up or if it is still morning for you, be easy on yourself here. Maybe you pedal out the heels. Ask yourself if you can disperse more weight through the hands. Maybe you shake the neck, left, right, up, down, yes, no, whatever is your game this morning. Inhale some good vibes. Inhale some good juju for the week, right? Let's inhale that gratitude, inhale that love. Exhale the fears, exhale the worries. Everything will go just as it's meant to be this week, right? Inhale, right leg high. Exhale, right leg top of mat. Drop your left knee, find your low lunge. Big inhale, biceps frame the ears. Exhale, settle. Heaviness in the hips, length through the spine, palms facing one another. Find that energy, big inhale. And exhale. Maybe inhale here, you gaze up towards the sky. And then exhale, frame right foot with those toes or blocks, a beautiful place to be. Push those hips back, flex the right toes towards the face, lead with the heart, half splits. Here we are, beautiful. You can stay in the traditional half splits, right? Where you're kind of just going up and over towards the right side of your space. Or if you kind of want to sway around here, maybe you push the hips left, right. Awesome. Inhale back into that right leg. Exhale, exhale, hands frame the right foot. Tuck your back left toes. Lift that left knee up. Find that runner's lunge and just kind of settle in for a moment. Push those hips back and forth in space. See how this feels. You can always find a straightening of the right leg if that feels good for you here too. Beautiful buoyancy in this left leg as we stop to the top of our mat and find a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. We're going to do half sun A's here, so we'll stay just like this for a few rounds. Big inhale, root to rise. Exhale, hands through heart center. Again, inhale, arms up. Exhale, hinge and fold. Awesome job. Keep going just like that. Breath to movement. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Big inhale, root to rise. Exhale, hands through heart center. Again, inhale, arms shape the sun. Exhale, hinge and fold. Hinge from those hips. Crown of the head chases the floor. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Big inhale, activate the glute. Push those hips on up. Exhale, hinge and fold down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, right foot back. Drop right knee. Low lunge on our left side. Rise with that lightness, feel the side bodies expand, and then as we exhale, let the hips go heavy. Square the hips towards the top of your space, palms facing one another. Find some jazz fingers here, right? So energy from that big left toe all the way to the fingertips. Big inhale. Exhale, frame left foot. Push those hips back, half splits. And hopefully, ideally, I really hope that we all understand the hinging of the hips. If you do not, please write in the comments, what the hell are you talking about, April? This is like me not hinging, right? I'm like kind of like, just like wiggly, like a little worm, I don't know. And then as I hinge from my hips, my tailbone naturally kind of tucks up and my gaze is going towards the top of your space. That should help you feel a nice sensation here. Inhale, lunge back into that left foot. Tuck the back right toes, lift that right knee up. Find again your runner's lunge. Move the hips back and forth, left, right. Buoyancy in this right leg now as we step to the top of our mat. Big inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Awesome. Inhale all the way up, root to rise. Exhale, hands through heart center. Big inhale, root to rise. This time our left hand's gonna grab that right wrist to find some length here and then bend over towards the left side of your space. You can stay just like this, or if you wanna get this right foot involved, you're gonna kick it behind the left ankle, bend into both knees very generously as you gaze up towards this right tricep here, gazing towards the sky. Inhale back to center. Exhale, bend in cactus. Inhale back to center, right hand, left wrist, find that length and then lean on over. Left foot to follow if it feels good for you, okay? Inhale back to center, exhale, bend elbows, bend knees, cactus. Inhale, length, exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift, heel toe the feet about hip distance apart. Bend into both knees. Think tummy to thighs here. As you grab opposite elbows, find your ragdoll position. Now I 100% don't know what you're doing and what you're looking at, but our dog here, Trip, he's completely passed out. He's like, you know, how dogs pass out and they start hitting their heels and paws like they're running in a field, and his tongue's sticking out as his head's off the couch. So he's sleeping in this Monday, but you and I, we're doing the things today. Release that bind. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back, straight spine. Exhale, fold. Biggest inhale, root to rise. One more time here. Push the hips up. Once those hands touch, exhale, hinge and fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step back, find plank pose. I promise we won't be here too long, but stick to this plank pose. Wake up the body, wake up the mind here for 3, 2, and 1. Come all the way down, belly to mat, and tuck those toes. Hands can stay right where they are as we inhale for our cobra pose. Exhale, back down. 3 more just like that. Inhale, cobra. Extend those arms if it feels good for you. Exhale, down. 2 more. Inhale, cobra pose. Exhale, down. 1 more. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, down. Tuck those toes, come to your tabletop position, and then meet me in your downward facing dog. From here, 3 rounds of breath together. Deep, deep, deep inhales all the way from the heels to the crown of the head, right? Make that happen. Exhale, settle. 2 more, big inhale. And exhale. Last one here, inhale. Exhale. Inhale, right foot to the sky. Exhale, right foot top of mat, drop left knee. Keep that left hand down. Inhale, right hand tight. Exhale, staying right where we are. Find that stacking of the shoulders. Scoop that left shoulder up and under. Alexa, off. Sorry, it's real life, right? So just stay here. That right hand's high. The chest is stacking. You're kind of encouraging the chest to open up towards the right side of your space. Breathe here for 3, 2, 1. Frame your right foot with both hands. Tuck your back left toes. Lift your left knee. You're in your runner's lunge. And from here, we rise to our crescent pose. You got it. Big inhale. Exhale, settle. This time, bring those hands to heart center. Let the arms get a break here and just focus on the leg. So you're really driving into this back left leg. You're lifting that heel high and you're finding a nice bend into this right knee. We got this. Say hello to the quads, hello to the hips here for 3, 2, and 1. Frame that right foot once again. Buoyancy in this back left leg. Step to the top of your space. And this time we'll inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Big inhale as we root to rise. Bring those arms up overhead. Exhale, hands through heart center. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hinge and fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step back, find your plank pose. Drop the knees first, then drop the belly and the chin. You find that cobra pose on your next inhale. Exhale down. Inhale, tabletop position. Exhale, downward facing dog. From here, inhale, left foot high. Exhale, left foot top of mat. Drop your right knee. Right hand stays planted. Left hand goes up towards the sky. And you find that stacking of the shoulders. Breathe into this. 2 more deep inhales and exhales. Beautiful. Frame the left hand with frame the left foot with both hands. Tuck the back right toes, lift the right knee on up, and find your crescent lunge. So you're working the glutes, you're working the thighs, you're saying hello to those hammies. Good morning, happy Monday. Breathe with me here for 3, 2, heavy hips, and 1. Frame the left foot here with the hands and bounce to the top of your space. This time we're going to heel toe the feet towards the edges of the mat, and you'll bend at the knees and drop the hips. We're finding our passive squat. We're finding like a Malasana pose. And if Malasana is not your friend, that is very fair. I would encourage you, if the heels are not on the ground, bring a block, bring a blanket, bring something under the heels to bring the ground up to you, right? And if you are finding the squat pose, again, your squat pose can look like this. Please don't look at me and think you have to go this low. You have this whole space to explore. So wherever you find yourself, try to ask yourself if you can bring the spine nice and straight, hands towards heart center. Maybe you just sway left and right, back and forth. Now it's our right hands coming towards the right side of our space. Naturally, this right shoulder will sneak by that right knee just slightly, and then as you inhale, that left hand once again will chase the sky. Inhale back to center, hands come to heart center. Exhale, switch. Let that left hand find a home by the left side of your space. Follow that right hand towards the sky. Inhale, hands back to heart center. Exhale, fold, straighten those legs, hips go up towards the sky. Heel toe the feet again under those shoulders. Inhale, halfway lift, let hands find the shins. And then exhale, bend the knees, heavy hips. We're making it down to our backs from here. Once you find yourself on your backs, go ahead and invite the knees into the chest. I personally really like to just sway left and right and give my lower back some love here for a moment. Now it's our left ankle that's going to go on top of our right knee. We're finding pigeon on our back. You can keep the right foot on the ground the entire time, or you can encourage the right knee to come up towards the nose and interlace wherever you can. Maybe it's on top of the right shin, or perhaps it's behind the right thigh. No work in the head, no work in the shoulders here. And just start to breathe, find the stillness, find this ease. Maybe you close your eyes if you're comfortable doing so. Go ahead and let the hands come out to a T, and we'll find our supine twist here. So your left foot's gonna go over towards the right as you gaze over towards your left. You can always keep the pigeon shape with the feet, or you can do more of an eagle wrap if that would feel good, letting the knees somewhat stack on top of one another. Inhale back to center. Start to switch what ankles on top of what knees. So this time our right ankle comes on top of our left knee, and invite that left knee in towards the face as you find your pigeon pose on the right side. Again, we release those hands out to a T. This time our right foot's gonna go towards our left as we gaze over our right. Just breathe into this right side body. Let a breath or two come into this right side. And then as you exhale, the heaviness will kind of overtake the shoulders, overtake the torso. Inhale back to center, and this time as we exhale, we'll find our happy baby pose. So you grab outside edges of both feet, drive that knees towards the ground. Hips are heavy, feet are towards the sky. Gentle bend into the elbows. And then eventually just let the feet fall towards the ground. So soles of the feet are touching, knees are far apart. One hand to the belly, one hand to the chest. And we'll start to invite some more stillness into class, some more ease before we start our day, before we grab that cup of coffee. So big, beautiful inhale together. Exhale, sigh it out. Find your savasana. Find your rest here, friends. One hand to the belly, one hand to the chest as we notice the rise and fall of each inhale and exhale. Bringing some ease, finding some heaviness, removing the tongue from the roof of the mouth. Ask yourself where you might be holding some tension here. And finally, of course, just let yourself rest. Find some ease here. And this is where I am going to leave you, friends. I encourage you to stay here if you have the time and stay here a little bit longer. Maybe count about 5 or 6 deep inhales and exhales. But if it's a Monday and you got to wrap it up, I'm just happy you made it to your mat so you can close out practice with me here. Just bring those thumbs towards third eye, hands towards the prayer hands. And thank yourself. Thank yourself for arriving, for being here, for moving and breathing. And I thank you for trusting me to let you guide, or for trusting me to allow you to be guided by me through these flows each and every week. I truly cannot put into words how much that will ever mean to me. I humbly bow to you in your efforts today. Namaste.